I'm Courtney McGinley, joined here today with Emma, Jake, Jordan, and Evan. Jojo Siwa has been making quite an impression on social media after the release of her latest music video and those extreme outfit choices. So what is new with Jojo, and who actually is the infamous girl behind the bow? So I think we should start off with a little background. So Jojo, when she was 9 years old, she always wanted to be famous. So she went on Abby's Ultimate Dance Competition, which I actually didn't know. I thought she just went straight on Dance Moms.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until she was 11 that she actually got casted on Dance Moms, and she was so pumped, and she was like, I knew what I signed up for. If I got yelled at, that's what I was there for. So
yeah, I think definitely, as you watch the show and you always wonder, oh, these poor little kids getting yelled at all the time. Is that something they sign up for? But also, look at where they're at now. I mean, they're doing amazing things, and Abby is partially to thank for all of that.
And it's so influential. I mean, everybody knows Dance Moms, everybody knows Abby Lee Miller, and everybody knows all the girls on it. I mean, there's one girl that goes to JMU who everyone keeps up with. Everyone's obviously keeping up with JoJo. It really helped them, I think.
Opened
I don't know where
a lot
they
of doors.
Exactly. I don't know where they would have been without Abby's Dance Company and Dance Moms.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's just so interesting how they're all choosing like different paths a little bit. Like some of them are still dancers or like doing TV shows, movies. Like Maddie Ziegler is like doing all these different movies and TV shows. But it's really interesting how they're all taking different paths and kind of what's next for them.
Yeah.
I know we're seeing like JoJo's, big, different return. But I'm also really, really excited for this Dance Moms reunion that's coming out next month.
yeah.
I cannot
And me
wait.
both.
I mean, I've already just been binging the show, just like trying to like pinpoint what they're going to be talking about. I'm super, super excited.
I actually found this to be super interesting how JoJo actually said that she had worse dance teachers than Abby. And just watching the show, I was like, wow. But she also said that's one of the only shows that was televised in a dance environment. So yeah, we don't know what goes behind those closed doors. And she also said that if you are the best of the best, you aren't going to have a normal experience because they want you to be the best. So you're obviously going to be criticized.
And I mean, part of that is, Abby taught them young because she was like, oh, like this is just a part of the life that you're trying to live here. Look at her now. I mean, you see all the criticism she's getting across all of social media with, she used to be the rainbow hair, bows, like in the Justice stores, lunch boxes, her face on everything. And now a 180 to what she was.
Really? Yeah.
She's no longer that tailored for those little kids wearing her bows. My little cousin Faye has one of her bows, and now she's the black sequins in the song and that makeup, which I think everyone knows what I'm talking about, which has been plastered all over social media. Definitely, Abby prepared her well for a world that can be harsh sometimes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you mentioning all that makeup and the big transition, that's what's interesting to me because so many little girls have looked up to her, all of her bows and her outfits and all the Justice sequins are in stores. What now? Who is Jojo Siwa now? We're going to have to see what's to come from her. But what is her influence going to be like on these people? And I mean, are people even going to be allowed to watch her anymore? I mean, I know all these moms are going to be like, I cannot have my kid watching this. So I'm really interested to see how much of an influence she is over people.
Well,
That's
honestly,
what I was going to exactly say because watching that music video, and her demographics are usually like, 10
Younger.
to 13.
Exactly.
So as a parent, I would never let my 10 to 13-year-old watch that explicit of a music video.
Yeah.
I think the change is utterly stupid. I don't think Abby yelled at her enough, in my opinion. I'm sorry. I'm just saying it right now. I think the change is dumb. For her to say that she was the person that was bringing gay pop, whatever that kind of genre that is, to like the forefront. There's been bigger changes. Like I had the most radical change. No, like Miley Cyrus, Dove Cameron. Like I don't want to hear that. And I honestly think it's just a big publicity stunt. And especially, I think she's really tarnishing her brand. She is a brand. I'm sorry. It's the bows. It's everything. It's the Nickelodeon deals. It's the Nickelodeon tours, Boomerang, all that. And I think it's really, really stupid that she's kind of throwing it all away for this absolutely hated new era that she's in. And sorry, I'm a part of that trend.
you just dropped some bombs.
You did.
Here. Holy
Well,
moly.
there is one thing she did say. She never claimed to be a singer. I know there's a lot of hate about her new song. She said, I am an artist, not a singer. I'm here to perform. So I think, and she also said, I'm here to make, if they don't like it, they're still watching it. So she knows what she's doing. So yeah, with the branding and everything, she knows what's up.
That's true. Any publicity is is good publicity.
And speaking of like her music and her music video, well, specifically her music, like it's just crazy. Like as you mentioned, like Boomerang from like 4 or 5 years ago, like that's completely different to what this is now. And then like in her music video, she's making out with all these girls like on these people. Like there's so much body contact.
All the
and
dry
just-
humping.
Yeah, there's a lot of dry humping, and
I
there's
mean-
just like so much going on. It's just like so unexpected, and it kind of makes you wonder like why did she
Why she made that
choose to do this?
change?
And then after like she's had all these interviews, she's been saying that a lot of it is her ex. So that's like kind of her ex. She kind of blames for this kind of pivot in her life.
And
Well,
you know,
actually-
life. Oh, sorry, Courtney. I was saying, but life will do that to you. You go through experiences, and maybe that's all part of it. Is as she's growing up, maybe she doesn't want to be the fun-loving, hair too tight. I was
Yeah.
so concerned for her hairline for
know.
the longest time.
It just hurts kind of thinking
I was
about it.
concerned for her mental health
You
too,
know.
because being in the limelight like for that much, and also just all being like dolled up all the
Yeah,
time,
but
bow and hair.
Maybe
like,
she was ready for that
sequins.
change.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm done. You know, you go through life experiences and you're like, why am I sitting here promoting bows to 10-year-olds? Maybe that was part of the shift. But the other part of that shift is, I don't know if you guys saw this, but her song Karma, apparently that isn't an original.
No, it's she keeps saying she didn't steal it, but it's supposedly a song that was written by Miley Cyrus and Britt Smith, I believe.
really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And she was like, you can't steal music, this isn't a thing. And I honestly kind of agree with that because
Yeah.
how many songs sample others? I mean, you've
Right.
got,
Right.
I'm
Well,
totally going to
so-
bring One Direction to this. Best song ever by One Direction, sampled Baba O'Reilly by The Who. That came on one Super Bowl and I was like, oh my gosh, they're playing One Direction. They were not playing One Direction. But like how many songs sample others? That's kind of
Right.
music.
Yeah.
And like artists write songs for other singers. It happens.
I mean, the song was never released, but there have been videos that are coming up of like, oh, this was the music video, this is what this was supposed to be. And so people are giving her a bit of a hard time because it's like, oh, but like this isn't yours, you found this. It's almost word for word exactly the same, and it's just like, people aren't happy about it. But are people ever happy about every
No,
decision you make?
definitely
Never.
not.
Yeah,
I want to
exactly.
say, I think it was in 2020 or 2018, she actually started working with the song a little bit, and she was like, but wait, this isn't the time yet. I don't want to be the bad girl. I'm still
What a joke.
like the bow girl. So then she waited until this moment. So it does probably have to do with the ex and the transformation and everything like that. But I think something that is really interesting is a lot of people still think of her as this little kid, little child. But she was like, she said in this interview that that was the role she was playing. That wasn't who she was. And that kind of like got me thinking, like Miranda sings, that wasn't her, but that was the role she was playing. And she had to play that role to keep up the viewership. So-
And that's honestly kind of sad. For starting at, 11 years old, you're having to play a role. I mean, her mom started dyeing her hair blonde at 2 years old. How screwed up is that? That's just not okay. And these are such formative years. That can be really damaging.
But it's also the balance you play. If you want to be famous, this is just, you signed up for this. And,
Yeah.
you know, you don't want to make it any less or devalue how they're feeling, but also you kind of worked your way into that fame and the limelight, and it's just, those are the punches you're going to have to roll with. But honestly, I think good for her. If she was sick and tired of being seen as this one person, she wasn't afraid to make that change, even though it could be damaging to her brand.
And I just think it's interesting because like you brought up how she was kind of sick and tired of the whole like JoJo Bo act and like this role, but like to me, her being this bad girl seems very much like kind of like how we said a publicity stunt, but also like it's just a new role. Is this really the real JoJo? Like is this
Yeah.
actually like how she sees herself and like how she acts all the time? Because now she's just kind of off the rails a little bit. Like I kind of just
Yeah.
agreeing with Jake. It's just like who is she and like what is her goal in the long run here?
Yeah.
Is she playing another role?
Right,
again?
exactly.
Maybe.
Exactly.
Her real name's actually Joelle, and I didn't even know that.
I had no idea.
Wow.
That's so
Yeah.
weird.
So she,
Joelle.
stemming off of the exes, she said one of the hardest things she has to deal with is one of them to say, I like Joelle better than JoJo. And she's like, well, that's really damning because I'm both. Like, I am one person. And yeah, you might get to see me in all sweats and not all the glitz and glam, but like, I'm still JoJo.
Yeah, because, you know, you're a person, you wear many hats. You're a student, you're a daughter, you're a friend. You can't really just turn off part of you. And I guess that's all part of it is like you are you're on camera in the limelight person, but you're also who you are at home on a Friday night in your sweatpants, all undone.
And I respect that in a sense. I get it. I know, you're in two different lights. One's the brand, one's the real life. But maybe it's just me, but I just personally don't associate with it. I get that she was brought up in this environment from early on. Jojo Siwa, her mom, kind of forced her into this, environment. And I feel that's the part where I do take away some of my, finger pointing. And I just kind of say, well, you know what? She was kind of like brought up in this. She brought up loving this. Like, I feel like it was a mutual thing that kind of, made her kind of go off the rails. But I don't know. And just in my opinion, I think she's just a little cuckoo. Maybe like kind of fell out of the coconut tree a little bit.
We've seen celebrities have their moments of their breakdowns.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't want to call this her breakdown, but maybe this is her breakdown,
Yeah.
They have their moments, they do their rebellion, and then they find their way back to what they really want to be. And maybe that's what she needs. She needs to rebel for a little bit, get out all that frustration, and then find out who her real JoJo is.
Maybe we'll see a book from her in the future.
Ooh.
Memoirs.
I mean, we've had a lot of books
maybe.
coming out
Yeah.
lately.
Well,
I don't know
she
if I'll
said,
be reading that, but
she said if she
Sure she'll
doesn't
do
want to be in the limelight anymore, doesn't want to be an artist, she said she wants to be a skydiving instructor.
that's
Oh,
insane. I did
Indoor.
not know that.
Indoor
Oh, specifically indoor.
Specifically indoor.
Oh.
She's never been outdoor
Yeah,
skydiving.
those like I fly
Interesting.
places, like the place where you like literally.
yeah,
She
because
said
they have
funny.
goals.
Yeah, she said that's a great way for her to release her stress.
Yeah.
Her,
Hey,
her
more power
brother's
to
super
her.
involved in it too.
Well, there you go.
insane.
Getting more involved with your family, doing what you love.
Hey, finding
For
those
her.
hobbies are important. I know
Yeah.
for when I've been very also much keeping up with her and her car wraps.
Oh yeah, she got her new. She still has her 15-year-old face on her
Yes,
old car.
but she got her new one
Yeah, she has
recently.
her new 20-year-old face.
Yeah.
And
All
I
over
think
the
it's
car.
crazy because for someone that kind of doesn't want to be seen all the time, just get a
Right,
random
yeah.
Right.
G-Wagon or something. Just
Yeah, why
hide yourself.
posting your
Everybody's going to know
face?
it's
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that concludes our last entertainment panel of this semester. Thank you so much for joining us today, and don't forget to keep watching.
And we just wanted to take a little bit of time to say thank you to you, Courtney. Courtney is
In
graduating.
a semester.
I am.
So we just want to say thank you. You've been an amazing entertainment panel host. We've loved
you.
working with you this semester.
I love working with you guys.
I appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
And you've just been like a light. We come in every day. We had dinner last night, and it was so fun.
It was
I mean,
so
you've been
I'm so happy
amazing.
I've
I'm gonna
gotten to
miss
work with
you.
this whole
I know. I'm
Yeah.
so
It's
glad I
so
got
great
to know
getting
you
to know
guys.
you, Core. It's been
Yeah.
so great.
Yeah.
But a
Awesome.
lot of
Group
a
hug.
lot of hard work, and we're gonna miss you dearly. Bye for the entertainment panel. See ya, everybody.